Matchstick, written by Mike Fardy. Interior, psychiatrist's office, waiting room, day. Caitlyn, 28, sits in an empty waiting room. Her head bobs as she struggles to stay awake. She grabs a magazine. She eyes the cover model. The headline reads, "Release your inner goddess," and taglines, "Lose that embarrassing belly fat. Toned thighs in 12 days. You're a burden." Caitlyn is taken aback by the last quote. Her eyes dart back to the model, who is now looking right at her. She jumps as the young boy and his mother enter the waiting room from the office.
What's wrong with you?
Honey.
Caitlyn manages a shaky smile.
It's okay, I just got startled.
That's what's wrong with me too. I get really scared.
No, that can't be true. You look so brave.
I see monsters when I try to sleep.
Caitlyn rubs his head.
Well, there's nothing wrong with you. We've all got monsters in our heads.
Really?
Really? So you just listen to your doctor and your mom and keep being brave. Deal?
She holds out her hand.
Okay.
They shake on it. His mother mouths thank you to Caitlyn as she leads her son out of the waiting room. Caitlyn smiles after them and looks back to the magazine. The quotes have changed. "Do you have to be such a downer? God, you're unbearable. We don't want you around anymore." The model's smile is widened, her teeth visible. Caitlyn starts to become upset again. The model's eyes are wider, her skin paler, her body more emaciated. Caitlyn's hand shakes. The page is empty except for the model and one line, "Just die." Wouldn't that be easier? Caitlyn drops the magazine and puts her head in her hands.
Caitlyn?
Interior, psychiatrist's office, day. Caitlyn's head jolts out of her hands. She sits at a desk opposite Dr. Brandeau, 50s, wearing a plaid shirt and khakis. He smiles warmly and holds her folder.
How are the nightmares?
I think they're getting worse.
Hallucinations?
Only some early in the day now. Not sleeping most nights.
Caitlyn, I'm worried. You're trapped in a cycle. Your anxiety and nightmares are stopping you from sleeping, and being sleep deprived is strengthening your anxiety.
Caitlyn shifts uncomfortably.
What's wrong with me? I don't want to be like this. I just don't know how to stop. I want to, but
It's not your fault. You're just sick.
what do I do? I can't keep going on like this. I can't anymore.
Brandeau moves around the desk to her side and takes her hand.
You won't have to. We'll keep trying. We've talked about more intensive methods.
Caitlyn meets his gaze.
It might be time to try something else, Caitlyn.
Caitlyn slowly nods in agreement. Interior, psychiatrist's office, therapy chamber, day. The room is entirely dark except for a single spotlight which shines on a pillow in the center of the room. Caitlyn moves around the sides of the room, staying in the dark, then moves into the light and sits on the pillow.
Your mind is fighting itself.
His voice blares over a speaker in the room.
We're going to unify your mind with a kind of hypnosis. When we finish, you'll be able to see and interact with your negative thoughts.
The spotlight goes out. The room is completely dark.
Are you ready?
Caitlyn nods.
Yes, I'm ready.
A strobe begins flashing at Caitlyn's face. A mist drifts through a vent. A droning noise plays over the speaker. Caitlyn squints through the strobe.
Let this take your mind to where it goes when you try to sleep.
The flashes illuminate Caitlyn's face and reveal every corner of the room. A flash reveals a female figure for a moment.
There's someone here.
The figure flashes again, closer this time.
It's okay. You're safe.
The strobe slows. The figure reappears. It's the model from the magazine cover.
That's enough. I've had enough.
There are matches on the pillow.
I want to stop.
The droning slows.
Light one.
Dr. Brett.
Light one, Caitlyn.
She shakily pulls a match from the box. The model is getting her bearings in the room, wearing a menacing smile. Caitlyn lights the match.
It's lit. Can we please stop?
The model turns to look at her.
Focus on the flame. Count down from 10 and block out the negative thoughts. Make your minds one.
The model starts to move towards Caitlyn.
10, 9,
Her counting lines up with the ever-slowing strobe.
8, 7, 6,
The strobe flashes one last time. Caitlyn continues in the dark.
5, 4, 3, 2.
The model's hands gently wrap around Caitlyn's waist and neck. Caitlyn relaxes into her embrace.
1.
The match goes out. Darkness. Interior, outside therapy room, day. Caitlyn has gathered her things. Brandeau scribbles his number on a piece of paper and hands it to her.
Don't bother with my office. Here's my cell. Consider me on call.
Thanks.
You can take your life back now. Big steps.
She smiles. He shows her to the door. They pass the open therapy room door, which hangs open, the pillow illuminated by the spotlight. Interior, Caitlyn's bedroom, evening. Caitlyn sits on her bed staring into a closet. She stands and pulls out a dress. She pulls a blanket off the mirror on her desk. She holds up the dress. Her hands move to where the model touched her and her confidence grows.
Big steps.
In the dress, she finishes up her makeup, grabs her purse and coat. She feels something in the pocket. The box of matches. She puts them in her purse and leaves. Exterior, snowy field, evening. Caitlyn walks through the field. She glances back towards the house and notices a second set of footprints next to hers that end a few paces back. She takes a few more steps forward, then looks back again, and the prints are gone. Interior, bar, night. Caitlyn nurses a drink at the bar. The music is loud and people yell over it around her. She makes eye contact with a guy nearby who looks away, embarrassed. She massages her temples and takes deep breaths. The music and hum of people fades to silence. She looks back to room to see everyone has turned and is silently staring at her. Caitlyn stares back at them. Through the many faces, she notices the face of the model. The people disappear, leaving just Caitlyn and the model. The model, now at Caitlyn's side, smiles and brushes the hair behind Caitlyn's ear. Caitlyn relaxes and sighs deeply. Her eyes close and her hands reach for the model's. Her beer bottle falls from her hands. The bottle breaks on the floor. The bar is full again. Her hand snaps from her hair and she looks around nervously. The guy is standing next to her at the bar.
Whoa, you all right?
Yes, sorry. Yes, I'm fine.
Good. Then fuck that beer.
She laughs.
Yeah, that beer was a real jerk.
Let me get you another one.
No, you don't have to.
I'm gonna get you a new beer. A beer you deserve that looks out for what you want.
He signals the bartender and buys 2 beers.
This is the same beer I had before.
It may look the same, but I assure you this one will be better.
She takes a sip.
Well,
Caitlyn smiles. They drink at the bar, dance by the speakers, and sit at a table and chat. The bar is starting to close, so the music has died down. The quiet makes Caitlyn scan the room nervously for a moment.
hey,
Yeah, sorry, what?
you wanna get out of here?
Caitlyn smiles. Interior, Caitlyn's house, front hall, night. Caitlyn enters with Guy in tow. They pause for a moment in the doorway.
You wanna go...
He motions to the stairs.
Yeah, wait, count to 80, then come up.
80?
75 then.
She runs up the stairs. Interior, Caitlyn's bedroom, night. Caitlyn throws her stuff under the bed and frantically tries to tidy up. She takes her phone out of her purse and sees a couple of missed calls and a message from Dr. Brandeau.
Hello, Caitlyn. This is Dr. Brandeau. Just checking in to make sure you're doing all right.
Caitlyn sees herself in the mirror. She smooths out her dress and smiles.
We still have a ways to go, but Anyway, call me if you need anything. Check in tomorrow.
Caitlyn sees a lump under the sheets on the bed in the mirror. She spins to investigate. The guy stands in the doorway.
Did I count too fast?
Caitlyn looks past him to the bed, which has returned to normal.
You got a nice spot.
I was trying to clean up the stuff on the floor a bit before.
It's okay. I'm not looking at the floor.
He starts to unzip her dress. She stops him.
Hey, sorry, I think maybe not this time.
We can go slow.
He tries again. She stops him.
I had a big day. I'm really tired.
He takes a step back.
Okay. Couldn't have told me before I got here?
I'm sorry, I know, I just...
Like you're hot shit or something? Just leading me? Fine. Okay, where's your bathroom?
She points down the hall. He turns and walks out.
Waste of time.
Caitlyn picks up the blanket and throws it back over the mirror. As it falls, the model stands behind her in the reflection, staring after the guy. Caitlyn swings around, but the model is gone.
Big steps.
Caitlyn follows the voice into the hallway. Interior, Caitlyn's house, hallway, night. The hall is dark. A car's headlights briefly illuminate the room as it passes. Caitlyn looks down the hall towards the bathroom, then towards the staircase. As another car passes, a hand retracts down the banister. Caitlyn moves for a better look. The next car reveals nothing.
Take your life back.
As the next car passes, its lights reveal the model moving quickly towards Caitlyn. Interior, Caitlyn's bedroom, night. Caitlyn stumbles back into the room and swings the door closed, but it bounces open a crack. Caitlyn crawls back to the door but stops as the model's fingers close around the side of the door. They both breathe rapidly as the door slowly opens, revealing the model's frantically wide eye. The model reaches out to touch Caitlyn's face. Interior, Caitlyn's bathroom, night. The guy stares at himself in the mirror and takes a breath. Interior, Caitlyn's house, hallway, night. The guy walks towards Caitlyn's room. Interior, Caitlyn's bedroom, night. He knocks on the partially closed door and enters.
Hey, Caitlyn?
He sees no one in the room.
Look, I'm sorry about how I I was being an asshole.
Behind him, a shadow in the closet begins to move, revealing the model.
Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna go.
The model, in a fluid motion, grabs him and pushes him onto the bed.
What are you?
The model rips out his throat. Caitlyn stands against the wall, paralyzed, and screams. Caitlyn and the woman swap positions. Caitlyn is over the guy's body, covered in blood, as the model screams against the wall. Caitlyn leaps off the guy and stumbles into the hall. He crawls after her but collapses at the door and dies. Interior, Caitlyn's house, hallway, night. Caitlyn collapses in the hall. She shakily pulls out her phone. She types 911, but as she's about to dial, notices the blood on her hands and drops the phone in shock. She tries to wipe the blood away. She takes a breath and dials Brandeau's number.
Hello?
Caitlyn sees the model standing in the shadows, watching her intently. Caitlyn shakily takes out the box of matches and lights one. The model looks hurt and sinks back into the shadow. Caitlyn silently begins to count down while staring at the flame.
Hello? Is someone there?
The model appears behind Caitlyn, moving steadily towards her.
3, 2, 1.
The flame hits her fingers and she blows it out. The model disappears.
I need your help now. I'm on my way to your office.
Caitlyn? My office? Wait. What for? Wait for me. I can...
Caitlyn hangs up. She scrubs at the blood. The guy's petrified eyes stares from the bedroom floor. Interior, psychiatrist's office, night. Brandeau reaches the office door, out of breath. He reaches for his keys, but notices the door has been forced.
Caitlyn?
Brando enters the room. Caitlyn sits with her back to him.
Are you okay? There's blood.
What did you do to me?
Tell me what happened.
Brando comes around the desk. He freezes when he sees Caitlyn's bloody face.
The model. The one I saw in the room. She made... You made me kill that boy.
Brando sits at his desk opposite Caitlyn.
What boy, Caitlyn? Explain how she made you do it.
Did you know? I trusted you.
Caitlyn brings her file up from her lap.
Give me that.
Sleep deprivation, success. Hallucination, success. Peak anxiety, achieved.
Give me the file.
She throws the file onto the table, showing the title, Induced Hallucination Therapy, and the stamp, Human Trials Denied.
You were never trying to help me.
Brando reaches into his desk and pulls out a small case.
I am helping you, Caitlyn. I had to push you so I could be sure you would be ready.
I trusted you.
Brando opens the case, which contains 2 needles. Brando's hand freezes as he realizes the slot for the 3rd needle is empty. Caitlyn sticks him with the 3rd needle. He stumbles out of his chair as Caitlyn walks back to the door and closes it.
Caitlyn, stop this.
He collapses. Caitlyn stands over him. As Brando goes under, she drags him across the floor. Interior, psychiatrist's office, therapy chamber, night. Brando wakes up. He's lying on the pillow under the spotlight. The droning has started and mist drifts through the vent.
Stop. Caitlyn, we can fix this.
He waits for a response.
You don't understand. I didn't know this would happen. Sometimes to make real progress, we need to take risks.
He sees something through the strobes.
God damn it, I'm trying to help you. This is for your own good. We could save lives.
He senses something behind him and slowly turns to face it.
No. Please, no.
Interior, outside therapy room, night. Caitlyn leans against the door. She jumps as Brando starts banging on the door from inside.
Stop this, Caitlyn. Please, let me out.
The banging and yelling continues. Caitlyn tries to block it out. Her hands slowly drop from her ears and she tilts her head as if someone is caressing her cheek, and her whole body calms. End.